All right, y'all. This video you're about to watch is perhaps the worst editing I've done ever. Partially because I didn't really know if I was gonna make a full YouTube video around these Skyline Mount installs on the Diamondback HD. So I was kind of just throwing it together, filming here or there, and figured I'd make something of it later. And even at the end, I'm in the wind. I have a lavalier mic, a Rode lavalier mic that I paid for the purposes of having awesome audio on my YouTube videos. And I just didn't do it. So enjoy. The struggle is real, but you'll have the content you need here. So let's not delay any further. Let's go through this modification of the Diamondback HD. We're gonna use some Skyline mounts that have some disconnects. That's important, so you have a quick release for your rooftop tent. And then we got the HD bars so that me, my wife, the 2 dogs can fit in that tent and not have to worry about anything breaking. So I apologize ahead of time. Let's get to it.
All right, y'all. So basically you just want to use the rubber base mounts that'll come with the Skyline mounting system, the actual Skyline mounts themselves, and then the, for me, the Yakima HD bar, but whatever crossbar you got. Just be careful. What I found with the Diamondback HD panels is that they're just slightly different sizes for the front and rear panel. So make sure you measure both separately. Use the edges of the panel, and then only other tip, which I hope would be obvious, but if not, just in case, make sure that you're not aligning your drill points on your measurements directly over some of the support spines underneath these panels, or else obviously you'll have nowhere to mount your nuts. So with drilling, we basically are going to start with a 1/8 inch drill bit for pilot holes, and then you're going to go up to a 1/4 inch for your, I keep looking at the wrong camera. And I can't hold it straight. Anyway, it's late in the day. I did a bunch of yard work. I'll get back focused. 1/4 inch will be your final hole. Pilot hole, 1/8, 1/4 inch final. Okay, and then reason why I'm showing you this drill isn't a Black & Decker, ad, but basically if you're worried about whether or not, a little battery powered drill would be able to make it through the Diamondback, it can. You'll notice probably in the little time lapse I do, I got my hand on top. It just needs a little bit of weight, but needs a little bit of weight behind it, but it will dig that metal out. Let's do it. Okay, at this point we're getting ready to drill. So even though we already did the measurements, I did want to put the rubber mount back in place because it does have the holes there, and that'll just make sure that I'm not missing anything and I'm aligned with my prior measurements. You're gonna use the 1/8 for the pilot and then do your final hole. Only thing I screwed up here is the rubber mounts actually have 3 holes in them, but the plastic Skyline mounts only have 2 mounting points. So I don't know why that is. I didn't pay attention to that, so I just drilled based off what I saw on the rubber pad. All right, next step here, you're gonna use the Loctite. They give you a ton of Loctite. So I accidentally drilled 3 holes, so I filled in that middle one with a bunch of Loctite. However, the rest, you'll just do kind of a circle, and then they gave me so much. You'll see here in a second, I literally put it all over the pad as well. Honestly, why not? If you got enough, let's just make it so there's no chance of this leaking. Even though, some feedback for the Diamondback HD covers is that they leak quite a bit either way. So anyway, holes are drilled. I then put it on the nuts and the bolts, as you'll see here. That's kind of what I'm doing right there. Light's rough because that transformer blew and I lost all electricity. But anyway, so you'll see the mounting process here. So this is kind of where you're taking that plastic nut that they gave you, and I'm holding that underneath the panel while tightening the screwdriver. I think I show it from the underside later on, but either way, self-explanatory. Just make sure when you're drilling those holes, not only are you not over any of the spine, I just want to reiterate that that piece is about an inch and a half wide or something like that. But either way, I know there's a 1/2 inch on either side of that, so you need to leave room to actually spin that nut. So if you get too close to the spine, you're not going to be able to actually put that in place. So I didn't do that here, and that was more by accident. I wasn't even thinking about it, but I learned that later of, oh crap, got pretty lucky. So just something to be aware of. I'll show this later on, but what I love about those caps right there is that it just looks so clean, especially if you're taking your rooftop tent off during the week. I'll show a YouTube video later of us actually setting up the hoist in the garage. And then right here, you're gonna be able to see that cap I was talking about earlier. Alright y'all, it's really windy, so you probably can't hear me. If not, I'll do a voiceover later, but I did want to explain one thing. We're heading up to Boise right now. But, you know, what I did want to describe about these Skylines and the HD bars, some cool stuff, is I've got some T-mounts coming in the next few weeks, so I'll show you how the T-mounts work for mounting. What I got is a highlight lift. 60-inch, so we're going to do that lengthwise on the vehicle. Right now we're putting a 56 breezeway rooftop tent on, but in the garage, and I'll have a YouTube video on this on how to set it up if you want to subscribe and watch, is we're going to put a little pulley system on, right? So that way I can lift the rooftop tent. So every day when I'm driving to work and all that, is my daily driver, I don't have that tent. But the problem is a lot of rooftop tents don't come with a quick release function. I know the Front Runner rooftop tents or Front Runner themselves make adapters, $120 additional adapter if you want for a quick disconnect. And I believe Yakimas are actually quick disconnect and locking. If you get a Yakima tent, I'm getting a 230 though. So anyway, here's what I like. Sorry for the long description about these Skyline mounts. Ready? Pop. That's it. Comes out, right? And this is all with one arm while I'm filming. Pop. Comes out, right? Cool. So here's the deal. For me, once I get the tent on there, I can pop this off, and it's freaking windy. Anyway, I can pop those off and be good to go, which is cool. We're gonna get some control here in a second. I've got the lockers on these Yakima's HD bars and the Skylines. So the cool part here is like, you know, if you got a rooftop tent, you want to quick disconnect, you get it with this Skyline mount. And if you want the ability to lock it, you get it with this Skyline mount for $50 more. And I'll show a YouTube video later. It's a 2-minute install, but I can lock that, right? And then obviously nobody's stealing my tent, especially if you got the locking nuts on the regular mounts. So, boom. Now, I keep mentioning the tent. It's not just for rooftop tents, right? You just want to have a cleaner drive to work, where you don't have your bike mount on there, or whatever type of mounts you have, you can do it. So, pretty cool. All right, just one benefit here. I wanted to show you all the reason why I went with those crossbars is you get a low profile rooftop tent. You're not going to want something way up on top. I see a lot of people do that. It is a pain in the freaking butt. So I love that low profile. Anyway, thank you for dealing with the bad audio. Look at that majestic dog right there. Slow motion. Wow. Please like, subscribe, share, and I hope you all have a great evening, day, weekend, wherever you're at.